everybody, Ellie here for WhoCulture. How are we all doing? Another week, another weekly roundup. As usual, there will be timestamps in this video so you can jump around as and when you want to. Let's get into it. First and foremost, another week, another episode of Strictly Come Dancing. We're on week 3, and Alex Kingston is, of course, a contestant this year. This week's performance was actually legendary. It was absolutely amazing. It was movie week this week, and she performed as Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. It was incredible. They did the quick step. She stayed in character the entire time. I feel like she was born to embody her inner Meryl Streep. It was just fantastic. She stayed in character throughout pretty much all of the judges' feedback. It was just incredible. So good. She is doing such a wonderful job. Next week, I believe they're doing the rumba, so that's going to be very exciting. Make sure if you can to tune in and watch, and of course vote. Voting opens just after the last contestant has danced on the Saturday evening, and you can do so on the BBC website. Not an ad, I just want everyone to vote for Alex Kingston so I can keep doing these weekly updates on Strictly Come Dancing. Very exciting. Not so exciting though, some of you may have seen an article was released late last week about Alex Kingston, and it was actually revealed that for all of last year, 2024, she was suffering from a diagnosis of womb cancer, which is so heartbreaking to hear. Fear not, she is absolutely fine now, is in remission, has gone through radiotherapy, has gone through treatment to nip that in the bud, but to hear about something that someone is struggling with and to hear that they've come out on the other side, she spoke about how that informed her decision to just bite the bullet and take on the challenge of doing Strictly Come Dancing, you know, the adage of you only live once. And I absolutely applaud her for taking that step and for just saying, look, stuff it. You only live once and I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm not going to let anything hold me back. And it's so lovely to hear that she is doing better now, but obviously so sad to hear about the diagnosis in the first place. So we're wishing her very, very well. And also, all the luck in the world in Strictly Come Dancing. So exciting. Keep watching, everybody. I'm so excited to see next week's dance. Anyway, let's talk about Doctor Who. First of all, if anyone heard a noise just a few days ago, maybe this high-pitched ringing in their ears, it was probably me screaming at the finally announced release of the Series 10 soundtrack. I mean, it only took, what, 8 years? Finally, it is coming. It just goes to show if you keep asking, you keep persevering, eventually things will work out for the best. So if you missed it, they did announce that they will be releasing the Series 10 soundtrack. We have confirmation that it is happening. We don't know as of yet when it will be released. Part of me hopes maybe Doctor Who Day, maybe Christmas. You'd hope that if they've made the announcement that it can't be that far away. So fingers crossed it's not going to be, hey, it's coming, you've got to wait another year, 2 years. I'm hoping it's going to be very, very soon. I just feel like some of the music, especially in World Enough and Time and the Dr. Falls, Bill's theme, there is some beautiful music in Series 10. Now, there is a creator on Spotify who has released their versions of the Series 10 soundtrack, but I cannot wait to hear the original Murray Gold versions of this music. So excited. And I'm hoping this means that hopefully the 60th anniversary and seasons 1 and 2, the soundtrack for those won't be too far behind either. Obviously, we've all wanted Series 10 for a very, very long time, but I hope this also means that we're not going to have an 8-year wait for all of the more recent music as well. As you guys know, I am a sucker for musical score, especially Murray Gold's music. He got an up pretty much every week during season 1 and 2. So it makes me incredibly happy to know that we're going to get more of Murray Gold's amazing music. And unfortunately, he isn't actually doing the music for The War Between the Land and the Sea. So I guess on the plus side, it means he maybe has the time to actually release the soundtracks now, but also sad that he won't be doing the music for The War Between the Land and the Sea. Bittersweet, bittersweet. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is with regards to Russell T Davies and an answer he had when talking about the future of Doctor Who. So this is from an article from bangpremiere.com and an interview with Russell T Davies. And he was asked about the potential of the Disney Plus deal and different streamers going forwards. This is the quote from the article. Russell also refused to be drawn on whether another streaming service could come in to fund Doctor Who if Disney Plus pulls out of the iconic show. Asked if another streamer could pump money into Doctor Who if Disney were to exit the TARDIS, he replied, "We're not going there." So there's a couple of ways you could read his answer here. Most likely is he can't say anything, he's sick of being asked these questions, and so he kind of gave a bit of a blunt answer in this particular situation. But there's not much to read into it other than, can someone ask me a different question for a change? On the other hand, you could look at it in maybe more of a positive light if you are all for the Disney era of the show, and some people have perhaps speculated that this is what he meant by his answer, is that we're not going there basically means we're not going with another streamer. So rather than kind of saying to the interviewer, we're not going down that route in terms of answers and questions, he actually meant we're not going there in terms of we're not even thinking about other streamers because we're happy with Disney. Or we could look at it on the other side of the spectrum and say, is Russell basically just kind of showing support for the show's current partner? At the moment, we don't know any different. At the moment, they are the current partner, and let's not forget that the War Between the Land and the Sea is still part of the Disney deal. So wouldn't be great for him to start saying bad things about Disney while there is still a deal or a partnership ongoing, and the War Between the Land and the Sea hasn't yet released. Now, there is another theory, another angle you could look at this. This is going to be very much a tinfoil hat theory. In fact, this is our lovely channel manager, Danny's tinfoil hat theory. That's fun to say. But he feels like something smells a bit fishy here. Something seems off about the bluntness of his response here. Now, there was also another quote in this same article about Russell T Davies not being allowed at Bad Wolf during Prince William's visit. It said, during his set visit, William was allowed to step foot in the famous TARDIS. However, Russell didn't get the chance to welcome the prince into the time machine. He added, I wasn't actually there. I wasn't allowed. I think they thought I might have revolted or something. Now, Danny's theory here, or what Danny senses from this response here, is maybe a few jabs going on in his answer. And perhaps, again, pinch of salt, just a tinfoil hat theory, maybe Russell is actually done with the show. Maybe he can't say anything about that at the moment, but maybe Russell T Davies is no longer involved in Doctor Who, has stepped away, is not involved in whatever the future of the show will look like. Can't really comment on that at the moment, but doesn't want to start answering questions about the future of the show, feels maybe that there's something, a disservice has happened, I wasn't even allowed there, maybe suggest that something's happened behind the scenes. Again, just a tinfoil hat theory. Probably not the case whatsoever. And I think it probably is worth noting here as well that we don't have a video of this interview. This is a written interview. And so all these quotes, we don't have any inflection or nuance in how they were answered. He might have said that in a very jokey way, and we might read it in a way that is completely out of context and not at all how it was actually said in the interview. So we're just having a little theorize here, just to have a little bit of fun, and see what theories could come out of one answer to one question. I mean, if you ask me, my response to that quote about not being allowed on the TARDIS set during Prince William's visit, especially when he says, I think they thought I might have revolted, to me speaks more for perhaps Russell T Davies' stance and views on the royal family, and perhaps making a little joke about the fact that maybe he isn't the best person to have been present during the visit of a member of the royal family, in regards to his views on the royals. Now, I don't know his views on the royals, but based on his answer, my reading of that would be more down the line of maybe I'm not the best person to be on set during a visit from Prince William, from a member of the royal family. Again, I have no idea, I don't know the man, but that's my reading of it. Hopefully we're going to hear something soon. I do wonder if they are parting ways with Disney, whether they'll wait to make that announcement until after The War Between the Land and the Sea has aired. It's possible we could hear something before then, but I kind of feel like if they have stepped away from that, they wouldn't want to kind of cloud anything while there is still a show to be aired. You know, or maybe they'll surprise us all and go, hey, surprise, we're still sticking with Disney, but I think that ship might have sailed. But I don't know. I don't know anything. I think what I'm more leaning towards at the moment is that we're not going to hear anything major. We're not suddenly going to hear who Billie Piper is playing. I mean, if Russell T Davies has stepped away, it could be interesting to hear, surprise, here's our new showrunner. That certainly would be unexpected. But yeah, I kind of feel like any major announcement, especially if Disney is no longer part of Doctor Who's future, won't come until after The War Between the Land and the Sea. So I guess if I'm hoping for any sort of announcement anytime soon, maybe a release date for The War Between the Land and the Sea, because that seems to have gone a bit quiet as well. So hopefully we can get some more information about that, because I'd like to start getting excited about that. But again, next year, but does that mean early next year, or are we waiting another year? Is it coming this time next year? How long do we have to wait for this? I'm excited to see it, so I'm hoping that they're going to start ramping up the marketing for that sometime soon. Let me know in the comments down below what your take is on Russell's comments here. Is he just bored of answering the same question? Is there more to it? What do you think? Let me know. In the meantime, I've been Ellie for WhoCulture, and in the words of Riversong herself, goodbye, sweeties.